replacement pickguard is here. Got laryngitis. I'll let you look at this. Same exact one, same color and everything. Have to send the other one back. And if this guy works out, we'll keep it. If not, we'll probably send them back and then get some Alnicos or whatever, a little bit better quality ones. But the reviews are kind of mixed. A lot of people do apparently like these though, and they look like they're real reviews versus paid reviews because they seem to know what they're talking about, you know, soldering and cold solder joints and sound quality and wiring and stuff like that, versus just somebody saying, excellent, great, good product. You know those are fake reviews. Time to get the strings off and get the pickguard unscrewed. I do have another set of strings on order, but I don't have them here yet, so let's hope I can reuse these guys. If we pop one, I guess that's just, oh well. Right about now it would be a good time to have a string winder instead of my fingers. Alright, we're going to set them out of the way here, hopefully. And we're going to get the pickguard off now. Got a few screws here. If I can get it. And the last screw here. So there's the cavity with the little rounded out piece for the kill switch. Alright, we're going to test these out. Good. Good. That's a strong magnet, by the way. Good. Good. So I ended up putting new screws here that came with the kit, and I'm just going to go and test the coils again. Putting a little piece of metal there that's magnetic, and that'll tell you if it's working. Single coil, double coil, everything's working, or it seems to be. So I'm still not happy with the way this guy's playing. I think I'm going to turn this guy, the truss rod again, counterclockwise, just a hair, maybe an eighth of an inch, eighth of a turn, I should say. Just sort of feel, again, like I'm going on either a flat surface or slightly back-bowed surface. And yes, there is a little bit of mechanical noise in the guitar, like a clang that doesn't really go to the amplifier. But I need something. I need it to feel differently. It just doesn't feel right. Man, was this a pain in the butt to restring these used strings? Well, I worked all night on this guitar, and because seems like it wasn't staying in tune, so I Googled, can like the tremolo bar be a problem with keeping it in tune and stuff? And the tremolo bar was actually all the way back with no floating or whatever you call it. So I decided to float the tremolo bar, and that basically means this area here is where you use your whammy bar. On the other side, this is what moves, and there's tension here, and it's screwed into the body here. So if you screw the screws tighter, it puts more tension on the springs. You unscrew them or loosen them, it allows the strings to actually float. So the biggest issue is, making a decision of both how far do you want the tremolo to float, and is it staying in tune, when you use the tremolo bar, and I guess without. So here's the tremolo bar. See how we can move it down. So maybe 1/8 of an inch. So most people say 1/16 of an inch or 1/8 of an inch, somewhere between that. That way the bar can actually go down and up. Put the little tremolo string. So there it goes up, and here it comes down. So the tuning is a little bit different when you're floating the bridge or tremolo. Basically, if one of these strings loses tension or something, the other strings gain tension, like easily, like it goes out of tune. If you gain tension, as in tune one string up or whatever, the other ones lose tension and go out of tune. So you got to tune the strings, maybe go through it. At least this is what's happening with this one. You got to tune and retune the strings until they're all kind of at the tension they need to be, collectively, to stay in tune. One of the byproducts of floating the bridge is having higher action, and the higher you float the bridge, the higher the action is. So we had to adjust the saddles down again to get the action okay again. It was a little bit high. It was still playable. Then it seemed like just a slight adjustment in the truss rod and floating the bridge and moving the height of the strings messed up the intonation again. So I re-intonated everything, and I think I may have actually got the low E string closer to being intonated. We'll see how it handles, everything. Since we've pulled the strings off and retuning and all, so give it a little bit of time to stretch and see if it'll hold its tune, stay in tune, see how well it's intonated, I guess. And it seems like these guys do not have the same issue with the cold solder joints and stuff. They're working fine, at least so far. No low noise on single coil versus humbucker. So hopefully just getting a new Pickguard, loaded Pickguard, helped with that or fixed the problem entirely. I mean, I was just about ready to go with more expensive ones and get something that wasn't white, maybe like a dark turquoise or tortoiseshell or something like that, maybe a fancy one with some Alnico 5 pickup.